Connect, the next in line to carry on Lane's End's tried and true stallion tradition, joining legends like AP Indy, King Mambo, and Smart Strike, and leaders like Candy Ride, Quality Road, and Union Rags. Connect is a Grade 1 winning millionaire son of Curlin, physically impressive and dominant on the track, winner of the Grade 1 Cigar Mile and the Grade 2 Pennsylvania Derby, where he defeated Gunrunner, Nyquist, and Cupid. Connect, a proven winner on the track, a proven stallion in the making.
Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Buer, taking a look at one of the major contenders for the Pegasus World Cup. It is City of Light. Our Pegasus World Cup coverage is presented by Lane's End. City of Light, after the Pegasus World Cup, he's heading to Lane's End, where he'll stand his first season for a $35,000 stud fee, and he'll stand alongside his daddy, Quality Road, who's at Lane's End for a $150,000 stud fee. City of Light, the only horse to defeat Accelerate in 2018, Mike. He did it at this distance in the Oaklawn Handicap, even with that on his resume. Do you think he's a little bit better at slightly shorter distances?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to argue that point. Just to say, this is a horse who's won 3 Grade 1 races between 7 and 8 furlongs. I really feel like that's probably more his game, the one-turn, elongated sprint kind of thing. He does have a quality win routing, though. He came back out of that race, tried 1.25 miles, was no match for Accelerate that day. But he did beat him on the square at Oaklawn, so he does have that to point to.
Let's go back to his most recent start. It was the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, of course, a one-turn mile at Churchill Downs, and City of Light just showed off his early speed and then showed these horses his heels in the stretch to the tune of a 110 Beyer speed figure. He's beating a couple of horses that he's likely to be facing in the Pegasus World Cup in Seeking the Soul and Bravazzo. I'm not sure this was a vintage edition of the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, but City of Light really came back into form. He earned his 6th consecutive triple-digit Beyer speed figure, and his race in there makes him very tough at Gulfstream.
I agree with that. I mean, I don't think he beat the greatest dirt mile field in the world, but he did it the right way. He was a very impressive winner in fast time. 110 Beyer speed figure sort of makes me feel like, even though you're talking about him taking on Accelerate again, this is a horse who's already beaten Accelerate, who exits a 110 Beyer performance. I don't know how the betting's all going to shake out, but I wouldn't be surprised if this horse go favored in the Pegasus World Cup. We'll see if he does. He's got a real chance to win it, obviously. He's one of the 2 main contenders in the race.
We know that he has good speed, but it's also worth noting that City of Light has won from off the pace if there is any kind of a hiccup. And of course, post position is going to play a major part, going 1 1/8 at Gulfstream. Javier Castellano is going to use this horse's speed, and I think if he breaks, they're going to try to make the front. I think he's simply faster than a horse like Pattern Recognition, and at Gulfstream, you know, there are worse places to be than on the lead.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you. I don't really feel like they have that many options with this horse, but you're right. It's nice to know that if for some reason a real pace develops in this race, he does not need to get that trip that he got in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile to run his best. He can sit off of it and still win. There's just a lot of things to like about this horse, Dan.
You mentioned that he could go off favorite. I'd be a little bit surprised if he goes off favorite over Accelerate, considering what Accelerate did in 2018. But what price is this horse worth playing? It's still very early. The field is still shaking out. We still don't have post positions. But I agree with you. I think this horse is a very, very dangerous threat. I'm seriously considering picking him to win. But what price do you need to bet a horse like this?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, we'll see how the betting all shakes out. If he's not favored in the race, and we'll see how that, if he is or isn't. He's one of the 2 favorites in the race. Either him or Accelerate's going favorite in here. I think that's as it should be. They're the 2 best horses in the race, as far as I can tell. I'd be a little wary of taking too short a price on him, just because I do think he's probably better going a little bit shorter. But there's just really no way to knock this horse's form.
City of Light, never off the board from 10 lifetime starts, a graded stakes winner at 7 furlongs, a graded stakes winner at 1 1/8, and a Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile winner, and a major contender in the Pegasus. And our Pegasus coverage presented by Lane's End.